What makes LeBron James one of the greatest players of all time? Today we're going to be looking at it and studying this game and see how he has an overall impact, not just on a basketball game, but on the NBA as a whole. So I want you to sit back, enjoy the video, and welcome to the channel, Dreamers Pro. Let's get into it. Now, for those of you who don't know, LeBron James is considered to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's not my favorite basketball player, but as a basketball fan, as someone that has been following the NBA for years, I have to concede that he is truly an unbelievable basketball player. But what makes him so great? Okay, what are the things that separates him from people like, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, whoever it is, Allen Iverson, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade? What are the things that separate LeBron James from all these other players? And what are the things that allow him to succeed at such a high level and go to multiple NBA finals and win NBA championships and regular season MVPs and all these different things? So today I just want us to look at some of the facets of his game that make him so unique. So one of the things that really stand out about LeBron James is, of course, his passing ability. Now, the thing to understand is that LeBron James is about 6'8" tall. So he's very, very tall, which means that he can see over defenses really, really well, and he's able to pick out players as they move in an offense and be able to put them in positions to score. So that's the first thing. His height, his natural physical, physique already gives him an advantage that some players just don't have. The second thing is his IQ, because for whatever reason, he's really smart. He has a high basketball IQ, and he has a really good feel for the game. So he knows the type of plays that he has to create in situations. So he knows if he drives to a particular point on the basketball court, he's going to draw attention and then kick out. He's really good at passing out of the double team, passing in transition. This is, running the fast break and just coming to a complete stop and just really setting up players to make open buckets. It's something he's been doing ever since he got into the NBA. That's one of the things that really separated him from a lot of people that came into the NBA, because of his ability to set up his teammates. He has the same ability that Steve Nash, Magic Johnson, and other great point guards have, except he's 6'8". So that's what makes it really unique and really hard to defend against, because here's this really big dude coming down the floor and really setting up guys. Usually players at that size are the ones that are on the receiving ends, and they're usually the finishers. So that's the first thing, his passing ability. The second thing is his athleticism. LeBron James is probably one of the most athletic athletes we've ever seen, especially in basketball. He is extremely fast for a guy that's about 6'8" and 260 pounds. This guy can run really fast, and he takes these giant strides that he uses especially when he's doing his chase down blocks and all of this stuff. But because he's such a great leaper, it allows him to do things that other players simply cannot. For example, if you look at his counterpart, Carmelo Anthony, and they all came in the same draft class, Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James are about the same size. However, LeBron James is way more athletic than he is. He can jump way higher, and that allows him to do a lot of things in the basketball court. If you watch him dunk, it looks effortless. And if you go back to his early days when he first got into the NBA, some of the dunks that he was able to really pull off seem so effortless just because he's so athletic. And that moves me to my next point, which is his strength. He's very strong. And LeBron James is the reason why they said, he's like a freight train coming down the fast break. He's really hard to stop, even if you want to foul him, meaning wrap him up to stop him from making a shot. Most of the times, he's going to get the shot off because of his strength. He's just really strong. So in a fast break, he's able to take contact and finish over the top, because that's just his natural ability. Obviously, he practices it, but a lot of it has to do with the simple fact that that's just the way that he was made. Another thing that makes LeBron a really good basketball player is his ability to enhance his shooting from the perimeter. When he first came into the league, he was a slasher. He was really good at cutting and getting to the basket, dunking on guys, and doing all these different amazing, highlight reel type of things. But as time went on, he actually started to improve his jump shot, and he got better and better at it. And if you watched it, watch him, he actually changed the mechanics of the way he shoots the ball. Now he has a completely different release, and it works for him. And for whatever reason, sometimes when he gets hot from the perimeter, he is virtually unguardable, because if he goes into the paint, you can't stop him. If he's shooting from the perimeter, he just opens up the court. So there's really nothing you can do with him. So when he has his jump shot working, he's unguardable. He's really, really hard to defend, and a lot of people, and that's the reason why a lot of people say that, you know, once LeBron James once he improved his jump shot over time, that's what made him the best basketball player in the NBA. Now, these are all of the things that he's able to do as far as his jumping, his athleticism, his shooting ability, his strength, the way he attacks the paint, the way he sets up his teammates. But another thing is, you know, over time, as time has been going on, people are beginning to recognize him and say, okay, this is the best basketball player in the world. And what happens is, if you say something enough, people will start to believe it. And by people, I'm talking about basketball players playing in the NBA. They themselves began to believe it, and that's what started to happen. So when he started stepping onto the court, it brought a certain level of fear. There was a fear factor to the game, and it's something that really, you know, you could see affected a lot of players. That's, for example, what happened to Toronto Raptors before Kawhi Leonard got there. This is why they kept on getting swept and getting beaten by the Cleveland Cavaliers, because they said, we couldn't get over the hump of beating that guy. Well, really, it's just something, it's a mental thing, but they've convinced themselves that this guy is just gonna, you know, cut their throats every time he goes out to play, you know, in the sports terminology, not literally. So with that being said, these are some of the things that make LeBron James one of the greatest players of all time. He's really, really unique. And finally, the final thing that really sets him apart is his diet. Okay, LeBron James takes immense care of his body and what he eats. As you can see, as the years went on, he leaned and he toned himself down. He started losing weight. If you look at him in Miami versus when he came back to Cleveland, you can see that he really changed his body structure and his body mass. It just up until recently, due to some injuries, you can see that he actually put on a little bit more weight. But LeBron James is meticulous about his diet, and it's one of the things that's allowed him to play for almost 18 years in the NBA. So today we're just highlighting a great basketball player in LeBron James. And you know, a lot of you out there, if you're not a LeBron James fan, go out and check out some of his highlights. He's a really great basketball player, and this is coming from a Kobe Bryant fan, but sometimes you just got to give it up. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you're a LeBron James fan, make sure you like the video, leave a comment below. Have a good one. Peace.